I wanted to take a few minutes to walk you through describing this Amazon function that I gave you guys the other day. Now, I pulled a real graph from online. This is something I found, so I figured it would be good to use something that has some real-life context, so that way you can see that we're not just using this for made-up math examples, but this can be used to describe real functions. In this case, we have a real function here. So the key features we're looking to talk about here are increasing, decreasing, constant, range, domain, continuous or discrete, which we'll talk about, whether it's linear or exponential, units, increments, stuff like that. So there's a lot we can say about this. So first of all, I just want to start, I'm going to talk about the domain and range. Now for my domain, let's see. First of all, let's take a look at what our domain actually is. If you look down here, we got 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. These all represent years. So I'm going to put years. So for my domain, I'm just going to put years. And I can also represent it in interval notation. And my graph starts here at 2000, goes up to 2017. So if you notice, just go from year to year here. You'll notice that they did connect these dots. However, I would still call this a discrete function. The reason is they're not measuring every single month. They're not noticing a rise every single month. What they probably did was they got the customer satisfaction scores at the end of each year, and then they'd plot it. And what they probably did in this case, I'm just speculating, they probably connected these lines here just to show the sharp increases and decreases. So it really would have to do with how often they were measuring it. But for my domain here, we start out with 2000, and we're going to go up to 2017. So what I'm going to do, instead of just putting 2000 to 2017 here, which would imply every single value in between those, we're really only dealing with whole numbers, because you're not going to be looking at 2002 and like 5/13. You're not going to be looking at real crazy values here. It's always going to be on whole numbers. So to represent it, I could do this, or this is a method I'm going to use for this specific function. I'm just going to list the years here. So 2001, notice I'm establishing a pattern. I'm going up by just these whole numbers. Now I can do dot, 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 indicate it just keeps going up to 2017. So by doing this, it signifies that I'm not necessarily going to be counting all these little values that would be between like 2000 and 2001, which would be those little fractions and decimals. You can't really have a fraction for those. So that's why I'm going to go with what I did for the domain. Now the range. We're looking at the customer satisfaction scores. So it says the ACSI. And my values here, it looks like my lowest is 83. My highest is 88. So for this does not really assume that we can have whole numbers, because they never really specifically say that. We do have only whole numbers here, but there's nothing that really specifies that. So I can be a little bit more fluid with my notation here. So let's see, we get down to 83, and we do have a solid dot there. If you notice, solid dot. So I'm going to go with a bracket. And I also have a bracket for my 88 up here. So I'm going to go with two brackets. 83 and 88. So I've established my domain and range. So hopefully you guys had something similar. Now maybe you had something different for the domain, but it's always good that if you're not going to be including all those values in between, that you don't represent it necessarily as a range, and that you use just the values like I did here, where you just list them. It's always a good idea. That way, if someone's reading this, they're going to know that, okay, I'm not going to be counting all these little fractions and decimals in between the years. All right, so I've got the range and domain. So let's see. We want to look at where it's increasing, decreasing, and constant. As you can see, there's a lot going on with this graph. So there's a lot of increasing, there's a lot of decreasing. I'm going to start with constant. I'm going to look for the range where it's constant. Reason is, I'll be honest with you, it's the least amount of writing. So that's never a bad thing. So I'm going to put constant. Where is my function constant? Now when I'm asking that, I'm looking specifically, where is it going to be flat? So you notice from here to here, I'm covering all the ranges where it's going to be flat. Now when I'm doing this is a mistake I still see people doing. They're trying to cite the range and the domain. They're going with this value and this value. They're using the ordered pair. I don't necessarily care about the ordered pair when I'm doing this. All I care about is my range, or domain, excuse me. I care about the domain. So for this first constant, right, this first constant I have, it's going from 2000 to 2001. So I'm going to put my first domain here as 2000, 2001. It's not the only one. I've also got right here 2005 to 2006. So I'm going to use a U. The U means I have a union here. So if I got more than one going on, I have to use the U. 2005 to 2006. Make sure you're using that U. A lot of people just been using commas or writing and. Make sure you're using the notation correctly. So then I've got another one here, okay, 2008, 2009. And that looks like that's my last one. So I've got 3 constants going on here. So I just wrote those out here using interval notation. Make sure you're doing the same when you're doing this. All right, so I got my constants out of the way. Now I got to either do increase or decrease. I think I'm going to go with my increase first. So for my increase, I'm looking specifically where are the lines going upwards? Where's that rate of change going up? So you've got it here, got it here, 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 and here. These are all the points where it's going upwards. So for my increase, again, all I care about is the domain in this case. I don't necessarily care what the range is. I just care that it's going up. So let's see. From here, I'm going from 2001 till about 2002. So I'm going to go with 2001, 2002. So I got more than one going on. I'm going to use my U. My next one here would be from 2004 to 2000. Let's see. It would be 2005. Excuse me. I went from the wrong point. Right here. So again, 2000, oh, that was a very bad looking bracket. Let me fix that. 2004, 2005. We go with another U here because I got more going on. 2006 to 2007 as well. And it's already getting pretty big here. I'm getting a lot of them. That's why I wanted to do this. That's why I did constants first. I had less to do. I knew for my increases I was going to have a lot of them. Okay, so I'm going to squeeze it in here. 2006 to 2007. I'm going to put another U because I got more. I've got 2009, it looks like. Yep, 2009 all the way up there to 2010. Put another U here because I still have some more. 2011 to 2013. Up 2012 to 2013, excuse me. This is why it's good to take your time with this. As you can see, it's easy to make mistakes sometimes. Take your time. And then again, another U in here because I got one more increase. Looks like it's from 2015 to 2016. Now, how would this be used? Chances are someone at Amazon, or some people at Amazon are looking at this saying, what was going on in these specific years where we saw this increase in customer service? Maybe someone else was in charge. Maybe there's something going on where maybe they instituted a specific, like a new deal or something, like, hey, if, we'll do free shipping. anything like that. That's what they use this for. They look for trends. They want to see like, okay, where's it increasing, where's it decreasing, and why? Why did these things happen? So all I'm doing is I'm just moving my stuff out of the way here because I might have to describe a little bit more. All right, so let's see. We're going to delete all that. Done. There we go. We'll delete all this stuff. Now I want to look for decreasing. So we're going to have to think about decreasing in a moment.